You are watching FEM Talk on Trajectory TV. Welcome and enjoy the show.
Operate out of your dreams and your vision and not other people's expectation. Having breast cancer wasn't my choice, but the decision to live healthy so that I could stand before you here today, that's choice. You can choose this very moment to change your life from every perspective.
Tracy Randolph was our speaker. She came back because so many people liked her first presentation. I was one of those people that joined her fitness group, and it made me a better leader.
I grew up in a community, but they had limiting beliefs on what a little black girl could do. Everything that you do in this life is a choice. I choose to live healthy. I choose to change my mindset. I choose to be everything that I dreamed of because I choose faith and I choose me. Live healthy, be everything that you can be today. Choose yourself.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to another FEM Talk Tuesday. I am here with Dr. Melissa Simmons, everybody. So I'm going to say, Dr. Simmons, take it away.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? We are so excited. And we're going to have to bring in our other co-host. Where is Miss Shima Stroud, the vacationer from Cancun?
What's up, FEM Talkers?
What's
I'm
up,
home.
lady? We got to talk about, if we get a moment to talk about your wonderful trip. They have taken the advice of our last few sessions on summer fun in the sun, and they have just come back from Cancun. If I'm mistaken, is it Cancun?
Yes.
I'm so
Cancun.
jealous. Look at those melatonin skins.
Mexico.
Shining brightly on the TV or on the screen. Beautiful, beautiful.
Absolutely.
We have been sun-kissed.
Yes.
Wow.
Royally and often.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But with no further ado, we're going to go on to you know what time it is. It is Hot Topics. So today, I know we're kind of like one day late, but there's no such thing as a late day to celebrate, right? So today on the Hot Topic, I wanted to bring up Juneteenth. Yes, Juneteenth, yes. And I'm excited about it. And there's a couple of things that we can still kind of, I think, do in terms of really celebrating the day. So the holiday was created, and it's a combination of the word June and on 19th. It was the actual day of emancipation for enslaved people. And the holiday was first celebrated in Texas, where the date of 1865, in the aftermath of the Civil War, and enslaved declared free under the terms of the 1862 Emancipation Proclamation. Now, we know that was under the President Abraham Lincoln, but as you see, it took them 3 years to get this proclamation to the those that were slaves in Texas. And on that day, June 19th, 1965, they declared themselves free. So we now celebrate that. It is now an actual federal holiday, which I'm glad to see. And many did observe that. I remember years ago, many did not observe it because you did have a choice to decide what federal holidays you would observe. But I see more and more school districts and a lot of places of business, banks, and different things like that are celebrating it. So it's so wonderful to see that people are embracing this day and taking the day to really recognize what it's all about, which is freedom.
And
Anyone has any comments on that? Yeah.
I think that, you know, the workforce, right, needs to adopt the fact that this is a national holiday and close down like any other national holiday. I know it took us a while to do that for Martin Luther King Day, but I think Juneteenth needs to be recognized that way as well. And I just wanted to mention, right, 1965 is not that long ago.
No.
You know, when we think about it, it's not that long ago. So you think about, you know, slaves being freed and recognized as freed in 1965. It almost sounds insane when you think about it.
1865.
Oh, I thought you said 1965. I was going to say, what in the world? However, oh, okay. I was about to say, what the heck? I thought you said 1965.
I did. I apologize.
Okay, let me brush up on my history there, everybody. But at the same time, I also was listening to something that said that, and I think this was in 1970, which is not that long ago, which is why I thought you said 1965, that there were, and I'll have to go, you know, look this up, but I just heard people talking about Juneteenth and it was on the radio and they were talking about in 1970, there were still people that had not been freed as of 1970. That's 1970. That's like, I was born in 71. So, right, that's 53 years ago. Yeah. So I just wanted to mention that, which is why I thought you said 1965, but I need to go back and look at these things. But, you know, it's not that long. It's not that long ago when you think about, wow, is right. And this was somebody who was talking about the history of Juneteenth on the radio yesterday and talking about how in certain parts of this country in 1970, now I do know I heard that, which is why I thought you said 65, but in certain parts of this country, people still weren't recognized as free.
Absolutely.
Until that time period.
Absolutely. And we still have bouts of it. And I say bouts of a lot of, we may call it something different, but there's a lot of enslaved people across this country for myriad of reasons. One of the ways that I celebrated, a couple things I did was I watched, and I recommend anybody who has the time to watch it tonight. And I'm sure they're going to be reruns. It's called Black Pop. And it's the executive director, executive producer is Stephen Curry of the Warriors. And and it is absolutely phenomenal. There are 4 parts to the series. Yesterday, they talked about Black culture on television, and the impact of it, and Black culture impact on music. As you could imagine, it was quite a phenomenal thing to watch. How many Black artists has truly impacted what we see on television today, what we listen to. And we know the history of music, especially in this country, it is deep-seated from slavery, from really started with the old spiritual hymns, and that has populated into every form of music we have today. You hear it through, it doesn't matter if it's pop, electric, gospel, it is just infused in everything we do. And it talked about all of that influence, and then it also talked about the influence on TV that we've had, and how we truly did change the makeup and what TV looks like today, as opposed to your point, Tracy. Not even 30 years ago, TV didn't look like this. Not even 20 years ago. Not even 10 years ago, the television looked the way it looks today. But with people like Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, you talk about Jamie Foxx, you talk about just all the different people, Martin Lawrence, who changed comedy, the Wayne family, who changed what you see on TV, how they impact. They made a point. Cedric the Entertainer made a point yesterday that we discovered Jennifer Lopez, not not anybody else. She was discovered on by the Wayne and family on their television show. So all of these different things, and then they talked about In Living Color. There it goes. What up, my mom, real quick. In Living Color. That's where she was named to fame. But that, and I know we're cutting short, but just that if you could get to watch that tonight, is about sports, our influence on sports, and our influence also on movies, and how we've changed even how movies are done today. And it is just a phenomenal thing. Watch it. It's a way to celebrate. And I hope it motivates you to do something in your local community, in your local area. I know last night after watching it, I wrote a letter and how we need to be recognized in one of the associations I'm a part of. And that's going to go out because it's important to be recognized and what influence we have had on anything that we impact. If it could be education, it could be, television, it could be community relations, social media, whatever you've done to change the makeup of what you've been involved with, please let people know and let people know that it matters, that we are represented. So,
Absolutely.
Amen. I think it's worth mentioning what our producer mentioned earlier, right? Because you talked about, the entertainment industry, that Tyler Perry now owns BET and VH1. So for him to have those major networks, it's huge. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And to know his story and to know how he started it all, and where he came from, and going from homeless to, now owning 2 major networks, it's just huge. And we just want to give him that shout out and kudos. And, we know that he built this thing, right? Yes. With sweat and tears, I'm sure.
Blood, sweat, and tears. And lastly, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Lamont Simmons. And I'm glad his place of employment was able to recognize it. And I think the more you encourage your place of employment to recognize Juneteenth and our contribution, the more we'll see things change. So that's it for the hot topics, but we have today's topic. Woo, 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 woo. We are so excited to talk about, again, we're continuing our summer fun in the sun. And today we're talking about summer hairstyles. Woo, woo, woo.
What to do with
the hair. I remember, and I'm going to start it like this. Do you guys remember that? I remember I could not get in the pool. My mom would not let me in the pool if I just had my hair pressed back in the day, right? And you could not get in the pool because if you did, and every once in a while we would find ourselves falling into the pool accidentally. But by the time we came out that pool, woo!
Afro City.
It was a sight to see. So I think us embracing accidentally, right? So I think it's so important that we as thank God that hairstyles have improved and has really embraced the natural hairstyle. But it's so important for us to, even in the summer, still take care of our hair and use styles that's going to be protective of our hair. If it's natural, if it's processed, whatever it is, that you have to really work on it. So I want to kind of ask Tracy and Shima, who just came from Summer Fun in the Sun down in Mexico. What I see the hairstyles, but tell me a little bit about, Tracy, you go first, your hairstyle, and Shima yours, and how did it help you really enjoy the trip? Because this is about enjoying a trip when you go away and your hair is done the right way. I know that.
Exactly.
Yes, well, I use protective styles all year round, honestly, not just in the summertime. So this is one of them. It kind of has this coils, kind of has like a dreadlock look to it, but it's coils. It's actually, the front part of my hair is knotless coils, and the back part is actually crocheted in. Crocheted meaning it's kind of like knitted into. So my own hair is braided down and it's knitted into my hair. the coils are knitted into my hair, and that helps to protect my hair. The great part about being on vacation in a beautiful place like Cancun with a hairstyle like this is I don't have to get up and worry about doing my hair. I can get in the pool, I can go on the beach. I don't have to worry about it. And I can just keep it moving, and I can style it. Like today, I just have a little portion of it up. You can style it anywhere. I can bring it all up. I can put it back in a ponytail. Like I can do many different things with it and still protect my own hair underneath. And you don't even really see my hair at all. So my hair is being protected. And I will just mention too that I use this amazing oil. I put it in my hair before I went on vacation. So I just put it on my scalp. It has a little dropper, and it's all natural because my hairdresser actually made this oil. It's got a little dropper here, and I'm just gonna do a little drop example here. And I just put, little bits of oil in there, and I massage it into my scalp. And there you have it. And I did that before I went on vacation so that my scalp was nice and moisturized before going out into the sun. And you can just, kind of massage that in there, and I'm ready to go.
I love it. Thank you, Miss Trey. I mean, and I love that hairstyle. I could already see you having it up. I can see the twist. I can even see the side jammy going on. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like just a sexy way to start it. Oh my gosh, please.
No thanks for mine.
But anyway, no thanks, right? But I just love it. I love it. Shima, tell me a little bit about yours, because I'm loving what you got going on too with the bun.
I love a good updo. I would wear a ponytail every day if I could. But my vacation did not start out with the full, exactly.
I love that ponytail.
It started out all the way at the top of my head. It was actually all down. And then we arrived in 92, 93 degree weather. And that was it. All of that hair on the back of my neck. And I knew I wanted to go swimming in the ocean and in the pool. So it became an updo. The best part about the updo is you get a lot of versatility. As you can see, there was a part in the middle, so it was down. Right now, I'm gonna be very bold on camera and pull out. Yes.
I'm great.
I'm gonna pull out one of these pins because it's only got one pin. And this is another option for a hairstyle when I don't want to wear a bun.
Look how quick that was. You better go, girl. Look at that.
So depending on what you're going for, that updo, that ponytail will give you a lot of versatility.
I love it.
Okay, with it being on your neck and stuff.
I love it. And the updo, Shima, I'm looking at it, even got a curl and a bounce.
Well, that's because I have it in the bun, so it creates a curl on its own. I'm quick to roll it up and pin it, and it'll just hold that because it's been in there. It's been wet. It's been underwater. It's been in the beach. In the beach water, it's been full of sand, and it still has a lot of bounce.
But I love it. That is that classic from day to evening look where now you just run back to the room, change your bathing suit, put on a sundress, something sexy and cute, let the pins out, and voila, you have the hair hanging. I love it. That's what we talk about. Yes. That's 22. Because because the last thing you want to do on a trip and vacation is now take 3 hours
to get
looking good.
Right.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
That's right.
I love it. She's still doing something. Look how quick that goes back into the pony. Look at that.
And it's bunned again.
Do you love it? Now that's a hairstyle that everybody needs to get in their repertoire. If you got hair that's kind of still loose, not in braids, and you can pull it up into a pony, even if you have to train it to go into a pony. Come on, now, ladies, we got to know how to do those little tricks. That's the wonderful way to get that going and have a daytime, nighttime look in. Absolutely. I don't even think she did it in 2 seconds. That was less than 30 seconds.
Nice and easy.
That's a hashtag 22 moment right there. If I ever saw one. In less than 30 seconds, she went from daytime to nighttime. Come on now.
No, we love a good cookie on this show.
I love it. what I want to do next is our behind the scenes co-host and producer Brandy has also done some stuff with her hair, and she has a wonderful video of some of the things she did this week with her hairdresser. So if Brandy, you can give us a little bit of that action, we can see what is going on.
All right, y'all, the magic begins. So what is your favorite style for natural hair during the summer?
My favorite style for natural hair during the summer, I tell anyone, bring it up, do a nice protective style. In between, you can come to me to get wash treated condition in between your braided styles.
So if somebody's going to wear braids, how long do you suggest they wear them at a time?
To be honest, 4 to 6 weeks. I don't suggest it.
Is that with hair added or their natural hair?
That's hair added. Now with their natural hair, I guess it'll be, it all depends on how well they can keep their hair. When it's hair added, you can hold that a little better. Very natural. So maybe natural 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Sounds about right, but I don't know, my braids last whenever I do get them done. What is your favorite style for a quick weave during the summertime?
During the summertime, I think quick weaves are like the go-to, and I say that because it's short. So if you have long hair in the summer and you want to keep it short,
Okay.
and it doesn't have leave-out. Like a lot of my quick weaves have leave-out, like the bobs. And summertime leave-outs don't really cooperate.
I love it.
Love that. And look at Brandy's hair.
Look at that.
Every time her hair looks like a wig. It's so pretty.
I don't know, she'll pop in to show us her beautiful hairstyle today, but she looks absolutely fabulous. And what I love about that her loose hair can easily go into a ponytail. It's and you can see the healthiness of it. One of the things we must be able to do and keep going is keeping our hair healthy. And you saw earlier where Tracy, you added the oils. Have your oils, have your hair products. There are tons of options, natural options, no additives to it that you can use. And literally you could go anywhere to find them. When I say anywhere, Walmart has it, Target has it. They have some wonderful brands too. They have brands for mixed hair. They have brands for natural black hair. They have brands for just almost any type of hairstyle. They have coils, they have weaves, they have braids. You can really find a whole host of different things you could use. But I love that. Thank you. It's and essencetree.com. That's another place we can go. And Brandy, you have the moment, flash your hairdresser, because I think people also need to find a good hairdresser to help them maintain their hairstyle. And one of the hairdressers that I have tonight is my hairdresser from North Jersey, Miss Tiffany. She is absolutely amazing. I call her the anointed one because not only is her hands anointed to do your hair, but she will give you the word from God at the same time, physically and spiritually ready. Okay. But one of the things I love about my hairdresser, Tiffany, is that she really takes time with my hair, and she takes time with the hair. She looks at it. She sees where it's at. She's able to give you healthy upkeep. One of the things I used to do with her is she calls it the in the middle maintenance. As you saw when you wear braids, if you wear weaves, even if you do crochet, it's not something you want to keep in your hair untouched. Hear me, ladies, and gentlemen now, because everybody, they have men and women. This is not something to keep untouched for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. It will get matted, and your hair will automatically start. Have your hair maintained every 2 weeks, and then maybe get it changed within 6 to 8 weeks, and get it changed and redone.
And I just wanted to emphasize on the fact that when you talk about a hairdresser, finding someone who can take care of your hair, who's focused on hair care, not just styling, because styling can damage your hair. So if they're not focused on how to take care of your hair and look at you individually and your hair individually, because everybody's hair is different.
Right.
You need to find somebody who's going to focus on that so that your hair stays protected while you're styling, whether it's your own hair you're styling or you're doing protective styles and covering your hair.
Absolutely. And your hairdresser, I love that you said that, Tracy, because your hairdresser also has to be able to kind of work, especially not just as your hair changes, but as your body changes. Because of different things we women go through. It could be pregnancy, it could be premenopause, it could be postmenopause, it could be something related to medical issues. Your hair should be able to walk you and help your hair during those transitions. I know for me, after I started going through menopause, my hair in certain areas started to get very light. So one of those things had to be done. But one of the things we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break now. I hear our break music, and we're going to come back and show you some of the hairstyles that we recommend and talk a little bit more about what your hairdresser can do for you during the summer to help you keep a healthy head of hair.
Hey.
I love the music, right? So we are back. We are back, and we are still talking about our summer fun hairstyles. And we left off with picking the right hairdresser to kind of work with you and your hair, especially as our body goes through different changes. And as I was mentioning, one of the things, because of menopause, I started losing or thinning hair, especially towards the front and in the middle. And it didn't help that certain of my medication that I've been on also did the same. So what she really helped was pick hairstyles that would promote the hair growth, but at the same time not allow me to look cute. You know, nobody had to know what was on. And one of the things I always hate to see is when people wear braids or something like that, and you see their hair and it kind of keeps on thinning, and like nothing is done to kind of create that health. You know what I'm talking about? Shima, you shaking your head. Have you seen that?
I was going to mention before, you have to care for whatever you do to your hair. I mean, you're going to have all the different styles. You're going to want to try everything, whether you are, like you said, locks, braids, natural, permed, wigs. Nothing you do to your hair should just ever be on your head and you never maintain it. I don't care what it is. There is no wig that you should buy. I don't care how pre-plucked, how trimmed and baby haired it is. You cannot just put it on and just wear it. Because if you have hair underneath, you definitely want to treat that hair. If you don't have hair underneath, and I think our producer popped up a sign about it, you want to treat their scalp underneath. So there is no hairstyle, and I just say that as a disclaimer, that you should ever wear that allows you not to take care of your head, whether it's covered or not.
I love it. Love. You know, and Shima, I'm so glad you brought that up, because so often I see people that don't in that they're wearing weaves and they're not, you can tell the weave is matted and not taken care of. They're wearing braids and you can see the dryness of the scalp, because of how the hair is being wigs. I wore wigs for years, and when I tell you years, nobody would never know because I used the same hair products in my wigs that I used in my hair.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Absolutely.
If you have it on your head, then you go to the same store that you would do your own hair, and you get that thing. You get nice, healthy mousse. You get nice moisturizers and different things like that. Because two things happen, especially if you have braids or crochets and stuff like that. Exactly. Is that oil that you put on the hair also then goes into your scalp.
That's right.
And then messes the whole head. Come on now. Right. I love that you mentioned that.
And I was going to say too, like, wash your wigs, right? Wash them.
Thank you. I could find my bell.
Come on. They should not be smelling. Come on now, ladies and gentlemen.
And when you get them out of the pack and they're shaking and they're wonderful and they're bouncy and bodyful, and then within the 3 or 4 or 5 weeks that you wear it, they're no longer bodyful. There's a reason. They're weighed down. Mm-hmm. So you got to treat it like it's yours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And even if you don't put the oils, right, it's still subjected to the outside world, the environment, and everything that's in the environment. So you still have to wash them. Still have to wash them.
Every once in a while, and tell me if you ladies do this. A good hair conditioner works well on your weave or your wig.
Absolutely.
I mean, that conditioner will allow that hair to like fall again. Sometimes the oils can hold it down. So I would be careful not to put a lot of oil in your weave or in your in the hair because it could lose the shape of it. But a good conditioner, I'm not talking about, a regular conditioner will soften it up. A nice detangler will get those tangles out. And then you treat it the right way, and that wig, that weave now looks like you just got it done.
Yeah. Exactly. And my mom just mentioned that they also last longer. So you want to, you pay your money for a decent wig. You want to make sure that it lasts.
Exactly.
Hello. And I like the point where, and I'll just throw this quick one on, and then we could get to the types of braid styles. But real quick, sometimes you need to invest in a good one. I'll just say it like that. Yeah. Sometimes the $5 one is not going to last you too long, okay?
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
If this is what you do, ladies and gentlemen, if this is what you do, sometimes you got to pay for a good investment. You understand?
That's
Investments are real. So if you want something to look natural, look nice, laid the right way, come on, you got to spend a little bit of money. The $5 ones don't always work. Okay. So what I want to show was the different styles, and we saw a little bit of that earlier, but let's go through some of the different styles that we could kind of use over the summer. So, box braids. I love box braids.
Very versatile.
So popular now.
Now, I do have to say about the box braids, they hurt. So give yourself like a week to 2 weeks for that pain to go away.
Now I will say this, and that used to be a problem. Now I'm that person who, because they do hurt, I used to do my daughter's box braids myself. Because you should be able to tell your hairdresser or whoever's doing your braids, not that tight. Do not pull my hair so that now I can't close my eyes.
Right.
They you should guide them to like, please, or say, nope, this is too, as soon as they do it, say, too tight. And I had to start doing that with, even when I was getting weaves and different like that, do not pull my hair.
Especially the edges.
So I would do my daughter's box braids because, that was it was frustrating for her. Like you said, I remember once we went away, we had to soak her hair. It was just a mess. And I said, never again. And I started doing it myself. but
And
you can direct them to not pull your hair that much.
yeah,
Please.
and I also, oops, sorry, go ahead.
Ah,
Go ahead.
I also want to say, pay attention to the gel that's put in your hair when you're getting your hair braided. Ask your hairdresser, the braider, wherever you go to get your hair braided, to make sure that the gel does not have alcohols in it. You know, those type of things are going to take out your hair. Particularly when you start to take those braids out, it's going to start to rip your hair out with it. So make sure that they're using a good gel that's not going to take your hair out as you start to remove the braids. And then I wanted to mention the knotless, since we were talking about the box braids. The knotless braids are the good braids. They're the ones that don't hurt. You can style them right away. You can move them around. They don't hurt at all. Like you're walking out of the hairdresser and no pain. So wanted to mention that.
Tracy, you're gonna have to give us more about what is the knotless braids. I have personally not heard of that.
So a knotless braid is they take your hair first and they braid it. They start a braid with your own hair, and then they start to take the weave and braid it into your braid so that you don't have this knot that's wrapped around. So it's not pulling. It's not pulling your hair. So the only pulling would be the weight of the hair down, but it's not really pulling that much because they're not wrapping it around. So it's easier. It lasts just as long as a box braid. But it's just not pulling your hair so much, and you can style it right away. You're not walking out in pain. It is the best thing. It's the best invention for braids.
I love it. Great for children. I agree.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Great for children. And you know, I never heard of that. I'm glad that's a new. Okay, come on, that's a new thing. Because we have to give knowledge on here, you know, because our hair needs to be, you know, it is an education. Let me say this: is an education to know how to style and take care of African American hair.
Yes,
and mixed race hair. We do not have the same hair as other people do, other nationalities and cultures, and we have to know how to take care of our hair. And I love that now they have the knotless braids. I have, like I said, I started doing my hair back in the day because I couldn't stand anymore for them pulling it. So knowing that you do the knotless, and I'm assuming you have to go to an expert so that it looks very nice and done well. But that sounds like a great option. Love it, love it, love it.
Braids with hair added.
Yes. So tell me, with the added hair, and I'm a believer of my daughter had hair down to her maybe her real hair was down. Y'all see my shoulder? Okay. Her hair was down to here, but I always added hair. The reason why I wanted the added hair to kind of protect her own hair.
Absolutely.
So I often added hair to her hair. Do you agree? Don't agree?
Oh, absolutely. Even Brandy's hairdresser said it. She said that of course it lasts longer with the added hair, and it puts a layer of protection on your own hair. Does it protect it completely? Not all the time, but enough that there's abrasion, there's elements, and it'll take the brunt of it, and your own hair won't get so damaged by it. A lot of we grew up with Tracy, for one, had very long hair as a kid. And even though they weren't like box braids, but they were little braids, her hair was still out. It was still a braid. It was her hair, it wasn't added hair, but it was still susceptible to the elements. So you can still be breakage. It's a layer of protection as long as you, like you said, do it with care and maintain it.
I love that. Tracy, you often do that too. So
the one thing I would say to people is just to beware, right? Now to make sure that it's not weighing your own hair down. So, and a hairdresser is going to know what's good for your hair, especially if that's your normal hairdresser. But, as you're adding hair, just make sure it's not wearing your hair down so much that it's pulling so that it pulls your hair out. Right. But it is a great way to protect your hair. And I started doing braids with added hair during the pandemic because those were the only places that were open. Like I found a lady who started braiding in her house. So, right. And actually our friend Janine suggested that I go to a woman in New Jersey in order to get my hair braided because I still wanted styles. I wanted to look nice, but I couldn't go to the hairdresser that I was normally going to because they were not open during that time. So I started getting braids then, and the added hair is what, kept my hair protected. And now that I moved to North Carolina, I found a wonderful young woman to braid my hair, and my hair has been growing with the protective styles and with her oil. I'm just gonna say that, right? With her oil as well. But I love braids. I absolutely love it. Now you can't get me out of them.
I love it. And you look so cute with them. And braids and updos. And I think this is the beauty about the braids. When you get the braids, the individual braids, they're so versatile. You can really do not just updos. You can do, the half pony. You can do just so many different things with it. And what I love it even more is so many women are now using it events. Like I've seen brides doing braids now. I've seen people going to on the red carpet has braids. I mean, is that just like blowing your mind that now on the red carpet, like Black women are showing up with braids, and I am in love of it because it is celebrating the beauty of it, but not just the beauty of it, that it is elegant, that it is a sign of royalty and majestic, and how majestic we just are, and how majestic our hair is. It has taken such a long time for us to celebrate the texture of our hair. We was always, I know, I can't even speak very right, but I know as a young child, I was demonized for the texture of my hair. And to think that today, the texture of my hair, people are trying to get this texture.
Right.
I don't know if y'all saw some pictures on, on TikTok and Instagram of how people with very straight hair, what they do to their hair to get this texture. I just can't. I just can't. Yes.
I know you spoke about what people wearing hair to their weddings. I saw a picture on TikTok of a girl who had some knotless coils, and they coiled the hair and they stopped and they put a pearl and they kept coiling, and she had them throughout.
Oh my God.
Like it was so pretty. And her, her dress was strapless, and so all you saw was a cascade of beautiful coils and pearls all throughout it. It was so pretty.
It sounds stunning. And it's such a celebration because now if it's braids, and let me give this disclaimer. Can I give a disclaimer? Y'all mind if I give it? I give a disclaimer. Everybody that braids don't need to braid hair.
Hashtag 22 on that one.
Because some of us are going to people that say, "Oh, I could do some braids. I'll hook you up for 60. I'll hook you up for 50." And they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
They don't know how to take care of your hair. All you're getting is a good little discount, and the discount ain't worth it because in 6 weeks, if it's 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, your hair starts coming out, starts falling out. Like you said, they're pulling it too hard. They're using the wrong products. Hair is an investment. Hair is not something to just find who's going to be the cheapest. 9 times out of 10, if you're paying, you should be paying decent money to get your hair braided, to get your hair done, because you pay per hour. And if the real hairdressers and the real, I call them braidologists, or braidologists, because everybody does it. I don't think everybody has to have a license, because there's no license in dreading your hair. There's no they haven't come out with that school yet, but they are experts in doing those kind of things. You need to make sure the person understands what they're doing. Like Tracy went to Lady, she does this, she provides the oil. I know a young girl, she researched it. She has followed people. She learned how to do, dreading and different things like that. And now she has her own oils, and she really knows it, has studied the craft. It's a craft to be studied.
Absolutely.
If you don't study it, if you're going to somebody who doesn't understand the craft, please run, because your hair, you can't get the hair. You can't quickly. Let me say, you can't quickly get your hair back.
I'm gonna come back tomorrow.
That's right. And I'm going to even put another disclaimer out there, because there are places where you can go where you will pay a pretty penny for braids, but but they're still not taking care of your hair because they got you going through an assembly line in there, and they're not using the right products. So you make sure that you know, kind of research the person that
Ask,
you're
and
going
ask
to, and
questions.
absolutely ask the questions to make sure that they're using things that are going to cater to your hair and your hair care. Because some people will charge you, you know, the significant prices that you would get at a place where they do take care of your hair, right? But they're not taking care of the hair. They're just, it looks nice, right? It looks amazing. However, when you start to take it out, that hair coming out with the, you know, the unnatural hair, your natural hair is coming out with the unnatural hair. So you want to make sure that you do your research.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Let's talk a little bit about twist and coils and some of our newer hair trends that are going on. Coils with added hair. I have fallen in love with the idea of coils, and again, it's such a natural way, and it's so. Now talk about African goddesses and how our hair used to be done way back in the day, even in Egyptians and stuff. They used to coil the hair, they used to wrap the hair, and now you see these styles that's being premiered at events, like I mentioned, weddings, the red carpet. I saw a few. I think it was Ayanna Van Sant. I hope I said her last name good. She just coiled her hair, and it looks phenomenal. It's just such a pretty way to, like, again, use your natural hair and have it really just shine. Any of you have any opinions about the coils and different things like that?
I love it. I was just talking behind the scenes about, you know me, because I'm a wig girl. I saw a wig. I was like, oh, it's so pretty, but it looks like it might be super heavy. But that picture that Brandy put up, that is a really good representation of some good coils. And you can see there is some pieces in there that are just coil curled as opposed to the added hair. And it lends to the fullness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it just looks so good.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty, Tracy.
Yeah. I mean, I love them. I mean, hence I've had them in my hair. The only thing I would say is just, you know, they do weigh a decent amount. So, and they are a little heavy. So you want to make sure that your hairdresser also understands how to put them in your hair so that it's not weighing you down when you get them. But they're beautiful. I love them. I absolutely love them.
My coil bestie was saying on vacation, it's pulling my head back.
It's pulling yeah. So the crocheting is something to get used to, right? Because they put more hair in because your hair is braided down.
Right. Yes.
Crocheting is not something that I do often. I'm usually doing what you see in the front, where we have the knotless in the front, and then I have the back crochet. So the back feels a little heavy. So you just want to, you know, be mindful of that. But they look absolutely beautiful, right? Like, I mean, I love it. I love the look. And this is 3 weeks old, mind you, right? And it's still very neat, even in the front, right?
That looks beautiful.
The young lady did a great job because it's still very neat. And all I do is put the oil in, you know what I mean? Thank you. But all I do is, you know, use the oil just to keep my scalp moisturized and make sure that my hair underneath is getting the moisture that it needs, so that when I take it out, it's still protected, it's still moisturized, it's still good, and my hair's not coming out. So yeah.
And again, just to mention again, you know, the added hair could be for length because you want more length, but it is really protective. One of my daughters just got her hair. She has very, very long hair, and she has coiled her hair, and it's really just for fashion, and it's to protect her own hair. And I'm in love with it. So she had it for a little while, and it was just able to be versatile, able to do things while she was in the country. So it really looked beautiful on her hair. But again, it's about what you want, and that's what I love about hair. You could have anything you want. You see it in a picture, you could have it. So, you know, have at it, ladies. Have at it. Last but not least, I want to touch on dreads. Dreads are the newest thingamajig going on. And I say that because look at Melissa. They're all dreaded. I would have not, the craziest thing is, kids always ask me, Mom, did you ever think that you would have all your children with dreads? I said, not in 100 years. But every one of my, both sons and my daughter and me now all have dreads. And I'm in love with them. In love with them. So again, and now dreading is also a process. And dreading is also a hairstyle that needs to be maintained. It's not really something you want to do and not understand how to maintain it. It is something that you have to get done I would say every 3 to 4 weeks, because what happens with dreads is the new growth has to be dreaded. The right products have to, Tracy, you talked about product often. Product choice is crucial with dreading your hair, because the hair really needs to know how to dread. The moisture in your hair needs to really have, I see a lot of people with dreads and the hair is real dry. Your hair can easily, dread locks. Yes. That lifestyle is a lifestyle, but it's not something that it happens easy and happens quickly. So you have to have patience to develop it. And really, it's an investment. It's not cheap.
There's a lot of care. You want to really feed that hair because it needs it. It's easy to dye. I put it like that. We know hair sheds. With the locks, it's easy to dye. So you want to make sure you're feeding and nurturing that root so it'll continue to grow.
And if you don't take care of it, the breakage happens faster.
Quickly.
So you want to make sure you take care of it. And I'm just going to mention, because I picked up my bottle of water, for all of you out there, when it comes to taking care of your hair and your scalp, you want to make sure that you are hydrated.
Don't we all know Coach Tracy
water is essential.
always
is essential. You want to stay hydrated. It helps with your hair care, and it helps to keep that moisture in that you're putting in. So when you're putting in this oil, you want to also follow up with some water and make sure that your body's hydrated so that you can keep the moisture in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As I've said many times before, water and Google are our answers to life.
That's right.
Yeah.
So drink your water so that you can stay hydrated. So we are coming to the end of our show. Do we have any final thoughts? I will go to Miss Tracy first and then Miss Shima.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start with what I just started to mention, right? Healthy hair starts from the inside, everybody. Right. So your water, your good food, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. What you put on your scalp, it matters. So, take care of the inside, and the outside will be beautiful.
I love it. And Miss Shima.
I'm gonna say it's summertime, so have fun with some new hairstyles. Try something new. There's so many ways where you don't have to damage, change, cut, whatever, your own hair so that you could try something else. If your hair is short and you wear a pixie style, go get you some locks. Get you some knotless. If you have long hair and you want to try a short hair, like Brandy's hairdresser said, go get you a quick weave. That's right. Thank you, Brandy.
Beautiful.
Go get you a quick weave. Today you'll have 20-inch long hair. Tomorrow will be 2 inches. They'll be wondering who you are.
Come on now. I heard this lady, as a Black woman, we have the right to change our hair every day of the week. Come on now. Do what you want to do. I think what I'll close by saying is, ladies, the time, and gentlemen, the time that we don't get, the time has passed that we don't get in the pool or the beach because of our hair.
That's right.
We now have the flexibility to get styles that will be maintained in water or or out of the water. So go and find a style that will work for you. Have at it, do what you want, add what you want, lock what you want, and enjoy the summer and your hair. And that is all we have with FEM Talk today. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. Love.